So I'm out here at Rare Garage Auto, visiting my friends and also now my new sponsor. So check it.
What's up, everybody? My name is Adrian. I am the media guy here at Rare Garage Auto. We have tons of imports. We import straight from Japan. We get everything. We actually work on our cars and we test them over in Japan and here in America. We make sure everything runs well. And if you're ever looking for a JDM import of anything, we can find you anything. If you're looking, we don't have it in inventory, but you can check our inventory because we have tons of things in stock. This S14 here, it's a pearl paint job. It's a super strong runner. It has the minimal amount of JDM add-ons, but we like to get everything. So check us out.
All right, so a quick but huge shout out to my friends over at Rare Garage Auto, Adrian, Marcel, and Nari. Thank you guys for sponsoring me. So if you're in the market for imported Japanese cars, these guys bring in the cleanest cars at great prices. And if there's something that you're looking for or you need and they don't have it in their inventory, they have a car hunter program to get you what you need. So be sure to check them out on IG at Rare Garage Auto or at raregarageauto.com.
Are you ready? What's happening?
So today we get on to working on the exhaust, and this process is actually very important because it's going to affect the bodywork of the car. So the backstory of this exhaust setup that I'm trying to do is that I've seen some pictures on the internet, social media, mainly on VIP or VIP GT style cars in the car communities in some countries in Asia. So it gave me the idea of doing this said exhaust setup. And if you remember back in episode 1, I did have like kind of the design of an exposed exhaust setup. I wanted my whole exhaust or whole axle back of the exhaust to be shown through the bumper. So once I'm done with it, people are going to say, oh, that's rice, or they're going to hate it. But you know me, I have to have everything different. All right, so enough of me talking, let's get this thing going. My name's Yoon, and this is Isabel version 5 Unicorn. So to make this work, I needed exhaust piping and a very large muffler, or in this case, large mufflers. So I ended up picking up some universal 7-inch mufflers and a DIY exhaust piping kit. And usually when I'm building my exhaust setups, I tend to freestyle my whole exhaust fabrication. But for this particular setup, I had to do some planning. So on the computer, I mocked up the exhaust setup so I can figure out exactly what angles to cut the piping. And once I got a basic idea, I went on to fabrication. So I started off by cutting off the tips from the muffler. And you may notice the orange tape on the muffler and also on many of the other exhaust parts. I put that on there so I don't scratch up the exhaust piping. But little did I know. Then I go on to angle cutting the pipes. I ended up cutting off the old tips from my old exhaust setup to use for the new exhaust setup. These tips are actually tips that my friend gave me off of his IS250 for an exhaust kit made by ARC. And with the angle cut pipe pieces, I'm going to weld them together. And once the pieces are welded, I'm going to cut holes on the side of the piping. And this is so I could put the two pipes together and create a union and basically create an X pipe. As you can see with the tape on there, I like to call this the lobster tail. So now I'm going to tack weld the exhaust tips to the lobster tail and continue routing the piping. And once the lobster tail is done, I'm going to tack weld the mufflers to the lobster tail. The reason why I'm going to tack weld it is so I can break it off in the case that I need to remove it and I don't have to cut it off. Please do note that I am an amateur welder. I do not have much welding experience. And also I am welding without gas with a spool gun, although it would have been nice to have a TIG welder. I do want to learn TIG welding. So I'm going to remove the muffler and the tips, and I'm going to smooth out the piping because there is a lot of shit on the piping. And then once that's done, I'm going to re-weld the tips and the mufflers back on. I'm going to put that aside and then start putting together a white pipe. Basically what this is going to do is going to union the loop. And now I'm going to take the 180-degree pipes, or the U-pipe, and basically connect the white pipe to the muffler and create a full loop union.
What's happening?
And once everything fits, I'm going to take it all apart and then finalize the welds. So basically disassembling the pieces helps the welding process so that you can make full 360-degree welds because the spool gun of the welder is big and can be inconvenient to use when welding tight spaces. And also, we're going to remove all the tape because it has a tendency to catch on fire or burn. So I'm going to make a note so that next time I do not cover all my pipes and weld pieces in tape. So once the exhaust is fully assembled, I'm going to put it on the car. We're going to weld the hangers on and basically freestyle connection pipe that goes from the exhaust to the mid pipe. And once the exhaust is fully done and on, we're going to have to try to get the bumper to fit. We're going to take one attempt to put the bumper on and see what parts of the bumper we have to cut off. We're going to mark cut lines, and then using a jigsaw, we're going to cut off the bumper excess. Then we put the bumper back on to make sure it fits, and then we're going to draw some more lines so we can clean up the cutout of the bumper. So using paper, I created a stencil so I can kind of round off the ends on each side. And this stencil basically helps so the radius on each end is the same. And this radius is basically meant for the U-pipe that sticks out on the side. And then once that's done, we cut. And once everything's cut off, we're going to do a little bit of sanding so we can get some clean edges. Then we're going to put the bumper back on. Alright, so that's the exhaust setup. Hate it or love it, it is what it is, and that's all for now. Alright, so we got more fabrication and more to this build coming, so make sure you like and subscribe. And for questions, hit me up, or for updates, to view my past builds, or for random stuff. Follow me on IG at emi.yoon. And as always, thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys next time.